Okay, so I'm going to go and start the recording. And welcome to the call. This is Damon Nelson with Geek Out Fridays. And I really appreciate you joining us on the call today. And today we're going to do something a little special. It is not about training. It is about strategy. It is about where we believe AutoBlogging is heading based on what's happened over the last 6 months with artificial intelligence and some of the name brand products that have changed. Things are changing very, very quickly. So we're kind of on the outfield about to bring in our relief pitcher because we see where this is going, and it's going to API and it's going to an automation stream. And we want to be at the forefront of that. And I believe what we're trying to define with this Holy Grail project is something that everyone on the call is going to benefit from. And so without any more delays, let's kind of get started here. And part of it will be a slide presentation. Part is going to be a mind map, and then we'll have some strategy calls at the end. So before I get started, let me define what I believe our Holy Grail project for AutoBlogging is. And we're developing a multimedia system that automatically combines artificial intelligence, contextual content, smart images, human-voiced podcasts, and auto-generated videos to inform followers, customers, visitors, with up-to-date information on all the different social media platforms, so they never miss out again. Our idea is a set it and forget it original content posting system that goes on multimedia platforms. And we have part of it already built, and we want to add to it so that we really are a set it and forget it content posting, content marketing system. So I want to let you in on the future. There's been some exciting changes, and I think everybody on call knows some of these tools, but I want to introduce you to some other tools today that we're actually researching right now. Now, how are we planning on doing this? We are going to seed our content with RSS feeds coming in from RSS Masher. It's going to be either an RSS feed, an idea, a G Sheet, a YouTube channel. We haven't defined anything yet as far as what we're going to convert via AI. So we're going to do an AI conversion on the fly. So we're going to convert content. We're going to spin content, and we're going to smart crop or do smart images. And I'm going to show you some examples when we get into it. But we're going to utilize all the new AI tools through API integrations, and we may even create our own tools. Wayne is very good at automation and picking up API tools to kind of confirm to what we're wanting, our vision of what we're wanting to do. We also want to create audio and video on the fly so that we can post across multimedia platforms, meaning we're going to do some podcasts that we can go into iTunes and Spotify and Amazon Kindle. We also want to do videos that are auto-generated. Now, there's some tools out there right now, and some of y'all already may know of them, that will auto-generate from an RSS feed. Well, we want to do that, but we don't necessarily want to use every single word that we're going to be using. And then finally, we want to do a multimedia social syndication. We want to deliver across all different types of platforms, video, audio, text, short text like Twitter and Reddit. And we also want to have a centralized place, a blog, a website, a master site that drives all the traffic back to one single site. So that's our goal with what we're trying to do with this Holy Grail project. I like this quote by Eleanor Roosevelt: "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams." Well, Wayne and I believe that we are really we're on the cusp of doing a set it and forget it original content posting system across multimedia. So when will all this happen? That's the first question everybody's asking. When are y'all going to do this? This sounds great, but what do I have to wait around? So we are bringing them in on stages, and not everything can be done at the same time. We've got other projects ahead of us, but we're working towards this. And I'd say, give us three months to 12 months, and we'll have a complete run through package. And you're going to see in the mind map that I'll show you kind of the stages that we're going through and some of the things that y'all can help us with. So I'm telling you, everything is pending. We may change API sources. We may change, the software that we're using on top of RSS Masher. RSS Masher is going to be the feed source, and Masher sites and WordPress sites are going to be the blogs that we send to. So why are we doing this? Well, we're not doing it to create more work for us or for you. We're doing it so we can enjoy life, that we can sit on the beach while our sites are driving traffic. We want to set it and forget it system. We're building it for ourselves, but we're also building it for you too at the same time. And we want to continuously grab more traffic from social platforms and from SEO. And the only way to do it is to get original content and mix it in with your RSS feeds. So that's why we're doing it. Hopefully y'all have the same goals that we do. Is someday you want to retire, but you don't want the income to stop. We want a recurring income model. Okay, so now to the mind map. And guys, this is not going to be a long show today, but I do want to kind of get your mind working and start looking for things that either have AI or that have API generation on API integration that we can add to it, because y'all are going to be integral in growing this Holy Grail project to a point where it is a set it and forget it original content multimedia system. Okay, so bring up my mind map here. Now I'm going to show you some examples along the road that that are part of our research project. And I call it research right now because we have to go out and find the right tools, the right APIs, the right pricing model, so we don't price it. We don't want to raise our prices. We want to allow you to add these integrations in, and you get to choose. So it's kind of like a la carte: is how much do you want to automate, how much do you want to be original and SEO. So the very first thing that we start with is smart images. That's what we're working on currently. In fact, you're pretty soon, I would say by Friday, you're going to see the very first of our smart image project is smart cropping. You've already seen a little bit on the quotes, and I'm going to show you some of the quotes that we're going to, and this is going to be automated. The smart cropping is going to be automated. Both of these are going to be available through the API Club. It won't cost you any more if you're part of the API Club. And it will be on a credit system because we have to pay for every time we smart crop or quote, we have to pay for a credit. So, and we don't even have the numbers worked out. So don't worry about it right now. We're going to try to make it as affordable for everyone. So you're not even noticing any price. You don't notice any price difference hardly. Okay. But where we want to go to, in addition to the smart cropping, is so many people are doing feeds or blog posts with irregular size images. They may be images that are 6 meg, in size, and they're all portrait mode. Well, whenever you put them into a link site or a WordPress site, and they try to squeeze them into a 16:9 featured image, or they try to make them square, it really, it skews the images. And we're seeing a lot of that in the link pin sites when we go to a square image. Now, if it comes in as a 16:9 image, a standard 1280 by 720 image, like it comes in off a YouTube thumbnail, well, we can square it off and it looks great. So we're building a tool that will do smart cropping. It will take any image and it will either do a face focused crop, or it will do a smart crop based on the size that we're trying to get to. And we want to do social platform teasers. Now I'm going to show you in just a second what a social platform teaser is. And we want to do stream feed replacements. There's a lot of people that they've got great feeds, but there's no images, and we have image packs, and we have, that you could use right now, but sometimes the images are all Getty images, and you don't want to use those Getty images. Now, even though they're on an RSS feed stream, which makes the Getty image kind of public Creative Commons then, because it is a syndicated content source. But you still want to be conscientious. There's people that are going to say, well, you're using my image. Well, it comes in off the RSS feed, so, turn it off then. So anyway, we want to be able to do a stream feed replacement based on the type of image. Now, this is kind of in the future. It's going to require some AI to do, but we also want to have contextually relevant images. So if you're talking about dog training, we don't want to see something in your image pack about, a fashion show or LeBron dunking a basketball. That wouldn't be contextually relevant to a dog training post. So we're looking for an AI tool that can find contextually relevant images to match a post and do it on an API. So that, if y'all want to help, that's what we're looking for. But all this is possible, and it's very, very near future. So let me show you a little bit about the smart images. We're using a program called Banner Bear. Now, you don't have to go out and buy a Banner Bear. Let me up to the right one. But we're going to be doing some smart cropping with it. Now, let me show you here's a basic on smart cropping. This image is a really large image, and it's non-standard size. But with smart cropping, this is the basic. It's a 16:9 smart crop on it. It's not face focused or face enhanced, but it is just a basic smart crop. I want to show you this one if I can. Okay. This is a very large image. It's from the sun. It is completely non-standard. But we're looking at doing theme-oriented quotes or theme-oriented social teasers. This would be a great image to toss into Twitter or Instagram in different sizes with the title and the website name or the website logo. So we went from this to this with the smart crop. Hope y'all kind of see where we're going with all this here. This will be available. I don't know if this template will be available by next Friday, but we got some other templates that we're working on. So this is from the Sun. This was a BBC, and it's just a screen copy of somebody's YouTube video that had. So what we did was we're testing. So this is the title of the article, and this is a face-focused smart crop. Now let me go a couple more. This is a quote. This is actually made by Banner Bear inside of RSS Masher, and it's made on the fly. So we have the author, and we got a background, and we got, so this I'm hoping will be available on Friday for you to use. This is also, we want to do some smart teasers. So where we can put our own images, or we could put the author of a quote. So we can put a quote kind of in a comment box, and we can do some fun stuff with it and let you choose which of the templates you want to use on different feeds using our Banner Bear integration through the API Club. Okay, So all this is possible, and it's going to be coming very soon. So this is the first step of what we're looking at. Oops. Okay, so that's our smart images. Then we want to go to original content. Now, I say original content, it's sort of original content. Is to create original content, you stare at a blank screen and you just start writing. But those days are kind of over with if you've been following along with anything going on in the marketing world. You know, there's a program out there called Conversion AI. It's now called Jarvis AI, and they completely revolutionized how we think about writing. And I've got the links to Jarvis and to Word AI. This is the tool if you want to write articles, if you want to do any type of marketing piece, email, ads, sales copy. This is probably the best tool that you can have on the market. However, something happened in the last 2 weeks. I've had Word AI for 2 years. It's a little bit better than Spin Rewriter as far as spinning content, but it was still kind of, it looked like, it looked like you took a good article and put it in a spinner until 2 weeks ago. Word AI has their new version, and I'm about to show you what it looks like, that they can actually improve the quality of your content, of your copy, and then give it back as a new version with HTML included, or they can spin it for you into different versions. Guys, this has an API with it. So if you're going to get it, we'll give you the link, and that way you'll have an API when we integrate in. But this is probably, I would say, within a month to 6 weeks. We've got other projects in front, but this is, if we could take an RSS feed where we're going to seed it and we're going to spin the content with Word AI. It would just be a checkbox if you got the Word AI integration API, and it's going to write original content for you. Now, eventually, we know these guys they're preparing an API. It's going to cost a lot more money than what our current levels are, but we're going to investigate that to see if we can run a seeded article through there or pull an NLP keyword cloud. So if you want if you've got your Surfer SEO, we want to pull an integration off of it. If you're typing in dog training, so you want your site to be about dog training, well, they'll build a whole bunch of keywords and they'll package them into little packages for you. And if we could take those packages, run them through and put them in a G sheet or a CSV of some type, run them through Conversion AI, and then build blog posts out of it. And that would create original content based on a keyword cloud seeding, is what we're going to call it. Another tool out there is Mentorprise. Mentorprise is a very powerful tool. It creates some really great looking content with table of contents and good H2s and H1, H2 tags, pictures, videos, but it's not readable. It's one paragraph may be about training your Labradoodle, and the next paragraph is about how to teach a cat to lift a commode lid. It's kind of all over the map. However, if you can define this a little bit tighter and then run Word AI or Conversion AI to make the paragraphs all kind of be synergistically related. That's a Gary Green word, I think. But make it readable as a single post, not a bunch of clips from different posts, the headlines and the first sentences. So this is something that we're going to be looking into in the future. But our biggest deal is we're going to seed it with RSS feeds into Word AI or Jarvis AI version. And then we're going to post it as original content. Now, what this is going to give you is about an 80 to 90% variation off the original article. And then ultimately, we want to keyword seed it based on some keyword tools that are out there. Now, all these tools are both based on a new OpenAI integration application. And as smart as Wayne is, he may actually build us our own spinning tool down the road. Now, this is way down the road, but I want to just kind of give you, we're close to having this kind of researched out to do our first phase of original content. Okay, so let's go in and kind of look about what we're planning. And I'm going to use, I've got some articles. In fact, the definition, I put in the definition here and used a tone of voice. This is Conversion AI, if you see here. And I'm going to go back over to my AI outputs and go this. I use Content Improver a lot. So let's look at history. I'm going to try to improve on some of this. Okay, let's just take this right here. Now, I think this is in the tone of Dan Kennedy or David Ogilvy. I try to get some good copywriters in here. Come over here to rewrite. This is version 5 of Word AI. Paste it in there, and I'll just do regular, and we'll do, let's maybe 3 rewrites. Okay, so it's a uniqueness score of 89%. As you hover over, you can see how it rewrote the project, or how it rewrote the original. So when Holy Grail project will change the way AutoBlogging is done in the future. Instead, they have it, Holy Grail project will revolutionize AutoBlogging in the future. Which one do you think's better? I kind of like the one on the right a little bit better. And then our system automatically combines contextual content, artificial intelligence, smart images provide. This will ensure they don't miss another moment. Guys, this actually, I think this one sounds a little bit better. Now you can go over to version 2. Now it's slightly different, but it is different enough that it looks like 2 different people wrote it. Now that one's probably a lot the same. This is shortened version. So anyway, you can kind of see how it's done. And here's the spin text on all of it. And you can insert your own spin text. And the beauty is they even have code views. So if you've got some URLs in here, that's what we've been looking for is we've been looking for a spinner that does HTML without corrupting the HTML or the URL links. And guys, we had to turn off Spin Rewriter for our RSS feed content section because it was messing up the URLs. It was messing up the money hooks. It wasn't a very good spinner in the first place. It's still available if you want to spin your titles, but as far as content, we don't have a spinner built in. We may soon have a very good spinner that may improve the content and give you a uniqueness score. So if you spin the title, you spin the content, and you got a stream of new images coming in, you have basically rewritten an article from somebody else's RSS feed. And if you can do it on autopilot, that's the original content. That goes back to our Holy Grail project, is we want original content, sort of, okay? Now, once you have that good content, good title, the good images in there, smart images, they're all cropped. Now you have a lot better chance of getting SEO, getting ranked with your posts, your blog posts, whether they're WordPress or master sites, or you put them on Medium or WordPress.com or Blogger. If you have original content, now you have the opportunity to do SEO without the duplicate content worry, and you have social media traffic also. So we're hoping to drastically improve the SEO of sites that have this original content and smart cropping. Now, here's the other thing. Google loves blog posts that have a reading mode for the people that are challenged on visually reading content or English content. So I like the voiceover approach, but I don't like the Google's voices. They just sound too robotic. I want human voiceovers. Well, you can't get a human to voiceover every single post you have until now. In fact, if Tim Parker or Paul Sullivan's on the call, Paul suggested there's a product on AppSumo called Lovo, and they have they take human voices, they read text, and then they chop all that up, and they magically through AI, they will convert text to speech with human sounding voices and emphasis in breaths, where you hear them take a breath or you hear them emphasize certain words based on the content itself. They do have an API into it, and this is kind of like phase 3. This is what we're investigating. And if we can do this, what we're going to be doing is adding a read button, an audio read button inside of the blog post of Master sites and WordPress sites. But in addition, we're going to take it one step further. We're going to be able to send that voiceover along with your featured image and your title and the link back to your blog post to a podcasting service that will do this on the fly. And then that podcasting service, you could link into iTunes, Spotify, and in fact, I've got one of the best podcasters on the call right now, Scott Patton. And we want to automate this process. And if we can get that done, you have a completely different multimedia platform that you can promote to. Okay. Now, that's the voiceover. So what if you had good text, a good voiceover, smart images, and even if they're streamed in there come back here, we had stream feed replacements. So if an article only had one image and you want it to have at least 4 contextually relevant images, and you set that up on the RSS Master Social, and we go out and we do our work automatically to pull in additional images, now you've got enough content that you can have it auto-generated into videos. And right now, there is a possibility of using Yive with your RSS feeds. Now, the thing with Yive is you need to practice with it. You need to see the content, adjust the number of sentences, number of words on each slide, but it needs a set of images. It could use a voiceover with it. They have automated voices, but I don't like what they have in here because they're the computer generated. So what if I could provide a human voiceover along with the text, along with smart images, and Yive take over? So we're working with Marcus at Yive to do this. Now, the other thing that we're working on is, and I'm going to call it YouTube Shorts. And for some people, let's think of YouTube Shorts as TikTok videos. Okay. These are 60-second shorts. TikTok is 15 to 60 seconds. But what if you could take an RSS feed and send maybe 3 or 4 sentences, a summarized version of it, along with the videos, along with the title and a link back to your site, and go through YouTube Shorts. YouTube Shorts are ranking videos like they did 5 years ago when you live streamed them. So YouTube Shorts are getting preferential treatment right now. So what if we could tap into the YouTube Shorts automatically with Yive or a program like it? Now, sad news, I had sad news yesterday from Tim Parker. GoDaddy announced that, Vidnami, one of my favorite tools for making any type of video, slideshow video with text, and doing putting human voiceover with it or my own voiceover. It does a great job. It is closing down, completely closing down August 15th. Now, if you're a member, they will prorate you know, if you've got a yearly, they'll prorate you. If you're on monthly, I think they won't bill you past July 5th or something like that. But it's going away. GoDaddy bought them. Now, GoDaddy is creating GoDaddy Studio. So Vidnami is going to be GoDaddy Studio. I would anticipate down the road, next year sometime, that they're going to have an API into GoDaddy Studio, because they're going to make it as easy as possible for website designers to create videos from their blog posts. So I'm excited. I'm sad that Vidnami is going away, but I know where everything's going with this. GoDaddy Studio is going to be an AI version of, it's going to be like Conversion AI is to words. GoDaddy Studio is going to be an AI version to video. So this is something to look forward to. So we may do some on Yive, and we may do some on the future GoDaddy Studio when it comes back. And I'm going to put assuming API. Now, guys, we're not going to go in gray hat or black hat Conversion AI or Jarvis AI like some of the people have done. Is taking advantage of an unlimited policy to blast through a whole bunch of different versions. We're going to wait for the API. We're going to pay the proper amount of money to Conversion AI. But down the road, we will be automating our conversions to create original content. Now, you got all this. We've got a multimedia with our Holy Grail project. We got a video, we got an audio, we've got great original content and smart images. What do? Well, you got to get into your social platforms. Well, we have in-stream syndication already in RSS Master Scheduler. We've got Zapier and Integromat. And what we're looking to do is do a direct posting to SocialBee or Buffer. Because, and we may even include Hootsuite or some other syndication tools. But if we go direct, you don't need Zapier or Integromat. It will post directly into SocialBee with all the title, the featured image, the videos, whatever we're posting in there. And then SocialBee is where you would schedule it across all your different social platforms. So we're going to be utilizing other people's tools that we use ourselves right now, as long as they provide an API and they provide you a good price if you want to add them on. And I think this was an AppSumo deal. In fact, I know it was on SocialBee. So hopefully everybody got SocialBee. Okay. Now you've got all this, you've got the perfect blog post, and you're sitting there, I'm not making a lot of money on AdSense, or I've got to drive a lot of traffic to make money on AdSense. AdSense is not the only ball game in town, guys. We want to help you with your ad optimization, and we want to give you a simplified approach. That's why we're developing AutoBlogging Ads Network. We've got this about, I'd say 80%. We can create ads, and the guys that are in the beta team can create ads for their own sites. But what we want is an easy button. So if you're using our master sites, or you're using WordPress and you want to check the easy button, well, the easy button should be is you're giving us access to put ads on your site, and we will split revenue with you based on whatever level you come in. Is we'll manage all the ads for you, and we're going to get higher paying ads on your site. So if you're driving 1,000 people a day to your site and you're only making $5 a day on AdSense, and we can get it up to $35 or $40 a day on that traffic, that's an easy one to choose, especially if you don't even have to manage it. So that's what we're building this for. We're going to do video ad placements. We'll do any type of banner ad replacement. We're going to do in paragraph replacements, textual linking. So we'll do a whole lot of stuff inside your ads, but we'll also do retargeting. So that's another thing is if you've got your retargeting pixels all set up correctly, is even if they don't buy then, you can still retarget them to come back to other blog posts that they might be interested in. Okay. And we're looking for master accounts, agency accounts with Taboola and Outbrain and some of the others that we can add into the AutoBlogging ads. So you don't have to have 30,000 visitors a day. But if we got 30,000 visitors for dog training sites across our network, Taboola said, yeah, we can certainly do that and let y'all manage the distribution. So this is kind of what we're aiming for, is we're going to put together a whole bunch of sites with a lot of traffic through original content, through RSS feed content. And then also we want to be able to, if you're having issues with Google Ads, is, let us handle it for you. We want to be able to, if, there's certain things that Google Ads is really good about, and that's following the person around the internet. And it may all change soon with the iPhone updates, but Google Ads, they want high traffic sites, and they want sites that are relevant, that people are going to stay on longer than 2 to 3 seconds. So sometimes it may just be that, your sites are taking too long to load. If it's WordPress, especially, you got too many plugins. So when we go here, we're going to have an ad concierge that's going to kind of manage, the workflow of all this. We'll have multiple reps in there, but this is going to cost us a little bit of money. So that's why we have to do a revenue split. But our goal is make you more money than you can make yourself, and make you that $20 a day per site is our ultimate goal for everyone out there. Okay. So that's kind of, this is where we're going. This is what we want to accomplish, is our Holy Grail project. So this is kind of the sequence of phasing it all in. And this ad optimization actually may come a little bit sooner than some of these other ones. But we also need your help. If you find an API that fits within our framework here, please let us know. And we got my feature request that, you can always, myfeaturerequest.com, and it has a roadmap of everything that we're doing. But this is our roadmap. This is our roadmap of the future for AutoBlogging. And this is kind of where we're heading with everything. Now, we've got tools that I recommend and that I use on a regular basis. And these tools are going to be integrated in with this. So in fact, if you want to see, I kind of jumped over to it. If you ever want to know the tools, I just updated this. In fact, I'll put it in here in the chat mode with y'all. And you can find this on VidPenguin Productions on any of the courses that you're in. Just click on tools right here. And I've got links to these sites. I didn't want to bore everybody putting links up here, but this is Conversion AI, which is changing to Jarvis AI. By far the best tool any marketer could have right now. Grammarly, gotta have this. Either the free version. I've got the pro version because I don't spell very well and my grammar is terrible. And Word AI. And then these are the other tools. I use Social Bee every day. I have Q feeding Social Bee and Q feeding Buffer. And you've seen me on Placeit. This is my favorite. Between Placeit, Canva, and Snagit, I kind of have replaced Adobe Photoshop. And then Zoom. You're on a Zoom call, and then Kajabi. This is how we're building our pages in the future. And of course, you can always come down here and look at, we've got our VidPenguin 2, RSS Masher, Masher. These are our flagship. This is our flagship product right here, but these are all the products that we're building. We are focused on these products, guys, and things that work well with these products, like the Minion Builders database, the AutoBlogging Ads Network. We're actually building a video ranking predictor tool. It's coming next year. And we got a lot more software pieces that we're adding to it, but it's all going to go back to this right here. Does it fit within this method right here? Is it smart images, original content, voiceover, video, syndication, or ads? And if it fits within this, you may see something pop up in there. Peter asked a good question. Can you give us a blueprint and timetable for best practices on what we should buy now or in the near future? Yes. To answer your question, we're on this phase right now, smart images. And by Friday, if you got the API club, and I'll show you how to check to see if you got the API club, you're going to have the availability for smart cropping, quotes, and teasers. This right here, I'm going to put down the road here. But this is the ultimate, I don't know, Marcus may be on the call. But yeah, we need this because there are blogs. I find them all the time, really great blogs with terrible images, but great content, especially in the cooking realm that I've focused on, in the survival niches. Survival niches tend to have better images, but they're only like one or two. So we want enough good images in here to create these videos. So let's talk about kind of where y'all need to be if you want to kind of follow along with us. These three right here are what we're really working on. This is kind of next month after, but these two you can do right now. I say you can do right now. We haven't integrated this API in with RSS feeds. It's probably 30 days to 60 days out. However, these two tools right here will make you money today. Conversion AI, if you don't have it, grab it. And you should have Grammarly, at least the free version, and they have a Chrome extension on Grammarly. And Word AI. Word AI is between these three, you can create original content all day long. Now, if you got RSS Masher, you've got feeds coming in all the time. You can supplement it all day long with your own content. Either through a blog post or through your Masher site, you can create your own content in there. But what we're wanting to do is use the API of Word AI, which would be right here. And of course, I'm going to have to change that Word API key. And you would give us this Word API key from your Word AI, and we would incorporate it into RSS Masher. So there'll be a little checkbox on your RSS Masher in the social schedule to spend content. And it would be that simple. You'll never even have to think about Word AI. It will do it automatically for you. But guys, I use this all the time. In fact, I used this the other day. I created a whole bunch of bios. Came over here. I think I showed some people in the Minion Builders beta team. But templates, and let's go to, well, when I'm looking for something, you see all the different templates they have. Okay, personal bios. Okay, here's the history of bios, and we did some playing around with Wayne Atkinson as a successful programmer, and I bet y'all didn't know this. Glad he's not on the call. He is a very good karaoke singer. In fact, he's got some songs already that are on Spotify and Apple iTunes. So anyway, I've just put this up to make some stuff up. And then I wrote it in a third person as if Tony Robbins stated this. So this is actually in the tone of voice of Tony Robbins 2 days ago. So you can kind of read through it. I mean, it's biography information that would be great for Twitter, great for your Facebook personal profiles. Anything you're setting up with the Minion, this is a great way to use it. And what we did in our Minion Builders is I've substituted whoever your Minion is, it gets placed in here. And whatever their occupation is, it gets pasted in here. So we do this on the fly with minion builders, but I'm going to pull in, I'll just do another one. Here it is. This is first person. Again, you can just see how easy it is, and you can make it more adventurous so it uses more words in the spinning. Let's just do 2. We'll do it rewrite. And so what I did was I pulled the spin tags and put it into minion builders, and I use this all the time. Highly skilled. So he's a highly skilled programmer. So you can kind of see how it's written in here. And it actually sounds, to me, it sounds better. Is my passion is karaoke. You can find my recordings on Spotify. That sounds better than that sentence. And then after graduating, I mean, it's almost like somebody's writing this for you and you're paying them. So this, I would highly recommend, you know, as far as the framework, grab these 3 right here. Okay. The social bee, I'm using it. We talked about it in a Geek Out session. This is probably, we may revisit this as how to integrate everything all back together, but I think we did this in February or March. Is I showed you the complete workflow for RSS Masher using Q and Social Bee for social integrations. And then Place It. You know, if you don't have Place It, guys, it's kind of like a no-brainer. You can make logos, graphics, ads. You can do mock-ups. You know, I do mock-ups all the time. We do headers and logos all day long. And I use Canva with it. In fact, on the Canva, you can see, I'll just hop over to Canva here, escape, and I go to my uploads. We use Canva all day long with headers and logos and images to fit them in exactly the way that we want them. And, you know, I had the pro version. You don't have to. They give you a little bit more images, a few extra stuff, but for the most part, the free version, I used it for years. Okay. And Zoom and Kajabi, you don't really need those, but that's why I put this list together is, you know, if you want some tools that are going to help you right now, you know, take a look at these. You know, they're there. It's the exact tools I use. You know, I keep Conversion AI and Word AI up all day long. So hopefully we're right at about 50 minutes right now. Let me do this is let me hop over and answer any questions that we can do. And I'll go back to, let's make it pretty and we'll just hop back into the presentation mode here. And I use Canva instead of PowerPoint. Instead of doing Google Slides or PowerPoint, I'm using Canva to make my slides. And it's really easy to make slides with it. And they have a little bit of animation to it. I mean, it's not what you can do with PowerPoint, but it's good enough for a short presentation like this. Okay, let me answer any questions and then we're done for the day. Hopefully everybody has enjoyed this call. Okay, I've got some Don asked a really good question. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to read the questions here. Using Word AI and RSS Masher would mean there's no need to link back to the original content. Don, that's a great question. Is if you're Wayne on the call, he's going to say, heck no, you don't have to. I am going to cite the original content. And it's just me, is I would appreciate if somebody's using my content to at least give me a link back. That's all I'm asking for. If I'm giving you in my RSS feed, just give me some link love back. So it's your call on that. But if it's original content and you want to claim it as original content, make sure your pictures are original. You know, if you're borrowing anything from the other site, you still might want to consider a citation. Social Bee is awesome. I use it multiple times, automated every day. Yep. I use Q as driving into social media. In fact, a lot of the content you see in my groups are generated in Q. I've got my own articles I post in there. I've got Q articles. And anytime I find something interesting on the web, I always post it through social media. Let's see. So kind of went over a blueprint. And Scott mentioned it would be nice to use Quillio, would work with this. Yeah, Quillio, I used this several years ago. Quillio was okay at the time. They just don't keep it updated. And it's one of those deals. I trust, I know this is bad because, excuse me one sec. I trust programs I have to pay for every month or every year because I know they're going to always be updated. When I go to JVZoo, I pay one time. You know, I know it's a hit or miss. Some of the products are updated, but most of the time they'll just give you a version update and charge you more money. So Quillio was one that I bought a lifetime deal for. I think I spent $37 on it. So you have to ask yourself, especially on the product development side, how good could a project be if you sold 500 products at $37? What's your incentive 2 years from now to update it and not charge anybody because you've already spent that money? Now, whereas if on the tools that we use, the Grammarly, the Word AI, Conversion AI, they're constantly updating. Conversion AI updates so often I can't even keep up. So I don't mind paying monthly if they're going to stand behind their product, have good support, and deliver a product I can make money with. And guys, if you can't make money with Conversion AI, you probably don't need to be in marketing. I hate to sound like that, but yesterday I wrote an email. Y'all may have received one of the emails. I wrote it inside of Conversion AI, and I made more money off that one email affiliate list, only sending to about 700 people, than I paid for Conversion AI for 2 months. So yesterday's email that I created paid for 2 months worth of Conversion AI. I hope all this makes sense, because if you're in marketing, you've got to have good marketing copy, and you got to make it, you've got to be able to do it really quickly. Okay. Dennis, some of the articles that I've written, they came from Internet Marketing Newsletter, and yeah, sometimes they're a little disjointed. I've used Conversion AI. You'll be able to tell the Conversion AI, they're really long articles. They're really kind of thought out. I've actually read through all the content I made with Conversion AI, and it seemed to be very good content when I posted. Plus, I've got images and headers and all that. I'm using the Surfer SEO to kind of optimize it. But some of the ones you may have seen on DamonNelson.com, some of those I didn't write. They're PLR content. Yeah. If the article is not long, it's PLR content. But it's good. Some of the stuff is really good on PLR content because it gives you some good reference sources. Okay. Let's see. I think that's all the. Yeah, Walt asked a good question. He says, I've read in other groups that duplicate content only applies to within your site. Copying content from other sites is what aggregator sites do all day long, like Huffington Post. You're absolutely correct. You're correct in the question that Huffington Post is a aggregator. All our news sites using RSS feeds are aggregation sources. So you become a curator if you start putting comments with it. You become an original post author if none of the content comes from other people. And think of it this way: if ESPN wrote an article and you copied it word for word and put it in your blog, and 20 other people did the same, Google tries to rank the original article first, and they don't want to have duplicate articles all on that same page of ranking. Sometimes our sites get ranked, our Google News sites get ranked before the original source does. I don't know how it does it, but it does it. So, you know, it's not a bad thing what we're doing. It's content aggregation. I mean, it's done by Google and Yahoo, you know, in their Yahoo News. But we want to help you with SEO, and SEO can be improved if you have original content. Hope that answers that. And I hope y'all have enjoyed the call. I think I've got all the questions answered, and we will see you in 2 weeks. So that's going to make it the 16th. And we've got a training session that I think you're going to really enjoy. It goes with the banner maker and the images and the quotes. So anyway, talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.